Yeah, she must have got confused. Must have been Moon Knight.
Okay, we're almost there, and I need to start our clock. And okay, stop clock and start recording. Okay, it's early in the day, but we're here. It's very early in the day. I think it's the earliest meeting you've ever met, Dave.
Maybe. Not that. It's 4:30.
It still feels so early, though. It feels crazy mad early for us to be meeting for a show. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special and latest edition of the I almost did it there. Did you see that? Of the boys from Bossk, the #1 hunters of news and entertainment for the world's finest podcast. I'm joined by the amazing, the glorious, the man with very good hair, Big Dave. Say hello.
Are you talking about me? I haven't got good hair. I've got bad hair.
Yeah. Take your headphones. Show the people your hair. Your hair got better hair than most men your age.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah.
Most of the people I know are bald. So
exactly. Like I think most of our peers are bald. I can't think of anybody apart from maybe G Swain who's got hair still. Everybody else gone. It's left. Oh no, maybe
that's got hair.
Is that hair? I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm just a man who's asking. But yeah, I guess he has. Yeah, he has. It's been a while. It's been a very quiet week, but then it's always a quiet week, and then something happens, right? And today something glorious happened, which we'll come back to in short later. We'll just do some quick news and stories for the week, as you do. And yeah, it's been an interesting week, entertainment-wise. Have you seen shows? I don't think I've seen anything this week. I watched Doctor Who.
I've watched Dune and
Dune. Oh yeah, we'll talk about it later. Don't say a word yet.
And I watched James Bond last night as well.
Don't say a word yet. Don't say anything.
I don't need to say anything.
But you do.
No.
Yeah, you do.
James Bond was worth the 3 hours.
We'll get to that in a bit. Don't. No need to jump the gun there yet. But yeah, it's been an interesting week. Prime put every single Bond film on its streaming service, which I don't think they've. Bond films. I don't think they've ever been on any streaming service, have they? I think
no.
The Daniel Craig ones might have been.
No.
Were they never on Netflix?
I don't remember them ever being on there.
But yeah, there's definitely never been a case where all the Bond films have been out there. They're one of the only big franchises that haven't been. And I know, like, even did Star Wars was the other one I don't think ever came out on a streaming service for free.
Well, it did come out until Disney came out.
Yeah. So Star Wars, James Bond, I know Indiana Jones maybe as well.
Yeah, they came out on Amazon, didn't they?
So it's weird. It almost feels unnatural. But Bond films were also the only films that were always on consistently every Easter. So how was the experience, man? Did you don't talk about the last Bond film, but was that the only one you watched, or have you watched
the only one I watched? Yeah.
All right, okay. I haven't tried to watch any, but I will try and stick some in there.
I need to try and watch Spectre because I've never watched that one.
Okay. I quite like Spectre.
I'm confused what was going on.
Spectre was the least reviewed, the worst reviewed out of a lot of them. But I quite enjoyed it. I was all right with it. You know, it's a bit of action. Can't complain. Right, so where were we? Right, so it hasn't been particularly that much of an exciting week, entertainment-wise. Yes, they dropped the Bonds, but I think there wasn't actually much product dropped, or particularly much interesting product dropped. But I do have a few stories for you. So first and foremost of those is just a little tale. I never noticed this about Indy, speaking of Bond, right? But which is your favorite Indiana Jones movie?
I would probably say Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Right, and then after that one,
Temple of Doom.
really, like not a lot of people like the Temple of Doom, yeah. But if you look at the Temple of Doom, the opening scene when old Harrison's in his suit, same as Bond, same suit as Sean Connery. I didn't even notice that. Like I never picked up in all this time. Never picked up on that little homage.
Okay, excellent.
Look, right, I know you're not this grumpy, so stop.
No, I'm just thinking like it's taken what 40 years for someone to go.
Years.
Oh look, there's a homage.
I know, but I like, come on, that's a pretty good homage. Like I never picked up on that, and it was, I think, I can't remember.
It's taken someone 40 years to find that out.
Well, no, I reckon people knew it before. It was just us. Like we didn't know. I reckon at the time they were watching it, were like, "Oh, like that's exactly like the same suit that Bond has, Sean Connery had in whichever film."
Yeah, but they also say that The Rock is based on James Bond.
Yeah, it is, but that's very blatant.
Hey, you kind of think of it with the last film when he's like working with the CIA and stuff like that. You think, it could be.
Yeah, but that was very, very, very blatant. I think that was like, that was pretty obvious, but it's cool nevertheless. I'm not taking away from that. But anyway, that was just something interesting to see. That's how very little stories we've had. Yesterday, the latest episode, the penultimate episode of the current Doctor's run came on. Legends of the Sea Devils. Did you manage to watch it? Oh, you've never been a Doctor Who fan, have you?
I sometimes watch it, but
well, the latest feature length, I think it was feature length. Devils of the Legend of the Sea Devils came.
I was watching the football yesterday, so.
Okay, all right, cool.
I'm drinking beer in the garden, enjoying the sunlight,
barbecuing.
No, that was the day before.
While you were doing that, I was watching the last of the Legend of the Sea Devils, and upon a mom episode. Doctor Who's kids show always has been. It was a very kiddish episode. I didn't find it particularly interesting. Nothing to do with Doctor, as I think the actual Doctor, the current Doctor is quite cool, but it is a penultimate episode of her run, and then she's going to transform and become another Doctor. They haven't announced who that Doctor is going to be.
Don't they normally do the transformation on the last episode?
Yes, that's when the next one's going to be the very last one. But they usually announce who it's going to be before then.
Oh,
and they haven't even mentioned.
It should be Bradley Walsh, isn't it?
Hope really? You think Bradley Walsh?
Well, he does everything else now.
I hope not. I did just Jodie Whittaker to Bradley Walsh. No, I'm hoping not.
He's television bloody royalty now, isn't he? So.
Oh really? Oh God.
No, I don't think it'd be him.
Well, no, that's not a terrible idea. I just thought, I'm not. But they did drop a trailer at the end of the show, and there were some returnees as well. Okay, so you've got back when I was a kid, the Doctor Who's one of the companions. I think it was Sophie Aldred was there, and she's going to be making a return to Doctor Who, and I think there's another actress, Janet Fielding. So they're bringing back some oldies and some goldies that have been in Doctor Who.
They can't afford what's her face, can they? That Karen Gillan.
Who's that?
But they can't afford Karen Gillan.
You say that, but I you know what? At some point, I wouldn't be surprised if she did a bit of a comeback. Because at the end of the day, do you know what I mean? It's like
Doctor Who's in Hollywood, man. Unless they offer them like 10 million to do
it. But I think David Tennant is one of the people they said might be back to play Doctor Who again. His
career's really doing well in the States, isn't it?
Well, he did all right. What did he do when he was out in the States?
Jessica Jones, first season.
Yeah, he did that. That was really good. Then he did.
That was it.
No, didn't he do that vampire one?
I don't know. I just don't like him. I think he was good as the Doctor. He was good as the Doctor, and that was it.
Are you saying he's typecast? Dave, are you ruining a man's career?
Not really. I just find him. Do you know when you just find some actors very annoying?
Well,
he's one of them.
Yeah, Storm of Life.
Yeah, he's one of them. He reminds me of Richard Hammond.
Oh wow! That's really harsh, bruv. What do you have to go do that for? Now I'm never going to
Because
see.
they look alike as well.
How cruel is that? You just destroy. They've destroyed careers. All right. Well, that was Doctor Who. Watch it if you can. The episode came out yesterday. I was cool. I was cool with it. For you comic book fans out there, now there was a period with the Green Lanterns. Actually, Dave, I was thinking of that. Well, I'll come back to you in a second. I've got questions to ask you about your models. Right, the Green Lantern, this is for the comic book fans, Dave said. Don't feel you. The Green Lantern Corps are returning. There's a color corps. So the Green Lanterns used to have a whole range of colors, right? So the green was
like in the DC movie.
Did they have like in which movie?
Yeah, they had the different colors. The one with Ryan Reynolds. They're all different colors in that.
Were they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. So you had the yellow in that film as well. Well, you also had like the blue, which was hope, the red, which was outrage, the purple, which is love, and was it the purple? The pink, which was love, the green, yellow, blue, black, which was death. Black what? And I think that was it. They're all coming back to the comic books, and I think it may be a good thing if they do that and come back to the movies as well. I haven't read Green Lantern for ages, but I think we're going to get back into my lanterns.
Yellow Power Ranger, pink Power Ranger.
The yellow was fair, orange was avarice, so jealousy. So I think I'm going to get back into my lanterns, but they're making a return to comic books. Some people don't like it, but I love a Green Lantern, color lantern corps. Not corpse. But anyway,
Rainbow Corps.
The Rainbow Corps, yeah. Red, blue, it's all out there.
Yeah.
I'm loving it, and I hope they make a turn up in the movies as well, because I think they all deserve to. Right, so where were we? What other news is there for us? Right, Fantastic Beasts. Apparently, right, the way the press keep putting this out there, Fantastic Beasts opening happened last week, and it had, I think, a decent opening of about 70 mil. But it's a franchise low. Is this the end of the old Harry Potter Fantastic Beasts run? I didn't have a problem. I was all right with films. I think you watched them as well, Dave. You weren't a big fan of the...
No, I didn't mind them. I just don't think they were as good as the Harry Potter films.
Like The Hobbit.
Yeah. Because I really watched that, didn't I?
Well, this film franchise has had more problems than most, especially with the whole Johnny Depp thing, and especially with that being front and center. And it goes to show, and I think it might be...
Maybe the fans are boycotting it.
Well, maybe. I think the problem may be that partly, like, Johnny Depp is still box office gold to a degree. I can't remember, like, he brings a lot of fans to a film. He's still an old school movie star. And I think not having them in this film is probably why you're seeing such a massive drop. But there was no way they could have had him in the film, I don't think.
It's a hard one, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm just like, you've got J.K. Rowling's burnt a number of bridges.
I just don't know with the Johnny Depp thing who's lying and who ain't. Maybe they're both lying. Maybe they just beat each other up. I don't know.
It's not looking good, either which way. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. It still beat Sonic the Hedgehog, so it went to number 1. But obviously, it's a franchise low for it. So I don't know. 43 million. I personally consider that a good innings on a first week. It's not as much as perhaps it should have been, but what can you do? It's not as bad as Morbius, though. Which you enjoyed, didn't you? Morbius. Oh, look at that face.
I didn't say I enjoyed it. I didn't
mind.
It was a watchable film.
I was just pulling legs. And it beat out.
I enjoyed it much more than Batman.
In the States, The Lost City, which is the new romance film, and then Father Stu, which is the new religious.
The Lost City. That's the one with Daniel Radcliffe and.
Yeah, where he plays a villain.
Channing Tatum and what's her face.
You know more
can't think of her name. Sandra Bullock.
Yeah. And yeah, that's done. That film's done all right. I mean, it opened at $30 million, I think, worldwide. No, I've only got domestic. It hasn't.
That's probably good for a comedy, though, right?
A what?
A comedy.
Well,
Slapstick comedy, isn't it? So,
well, the comedies are usually about 100 mil, 150 mil they make in total. It was that sort of opening. I reckon it'll do really well internationally. Channing Tatum's got a lot of fans out there ever since Magic Mike. Certainly not G.I. Joe. But I think, he's done all right. And so, that's it. That's been the franchise low for Fantastic Beasts. Hopefully, they'll be able to bring it round. I think it's the last in the trilogy that they're doing so far. So whether or not they commission any more,
will be the last of the whole story.
Yeah, for that, and I think they'll look at something else. It'll be like Fantastic Beasts, the birth of Potter, or something like that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Now, Moon Knight. There's a new trailer out for that one. Have you been enjoying Moon Knight so far, Dave? Where are you with your Moon Knight? Are you looking
very hit and
back
miss.
in yet?
No.
Have you caught up, or have you still not?
I caught up.
Okay.
I did catch up because you talked it up, saying, "Oh, it's really good."
And did you?
Action-wise, it was okay.
Oh, yeah, okay. Great fight scene.
I just think this is a program that's going to go nowhere.
Wow. Okay, fair enough.
I think they might introduce him, and they might turn up in a couple of films as a cameo.
Well, yeah, but I think that's the.
They've already said it's not going to. It's a limited series. It's not going to go on after this. It's 6 episodes.
They're saying that at the moment, but if it's a big hit, it's a big hit.
No, they've already said it's a limited series. They've come out of it already.
Well, yeah, but if it's big hit, it's big hit. Like Loki was only.
It's not a big hit. It's got low ratings than the Winter and Falcon Soldier.
Has it got low ratings? Night. Well, if it does, it does. It's a shame because
I don't think it'd be coming back. To tell you the truth, it's very it's very hit and miss. It's all over the place.
I'm really enjoying it.
Maybe it's just me.
No,
I can't get into this childhood fantasy bollocks.
What childhood who has a childhood fantasy to be possessed by the god of Egyptian moons?
Well, the whole story is a childhood.
Have a multiple personality disorder.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, you go and finish him off because I can't do it. Go to sleep then. Okay. Oh, I've woken up. Who is this? Oh, no.
All right. For all you golden oldies out there who might remember this, I don't know if you remember this, Dave, but do you remember the Kids in the Hall?
Kids in the Hall?
Yeah. Do you ever remember the Kids in the Hall from the 90s?
No.
Well, for those of you who do,
what was
the
it
Kids
on?
in the Hall it was usually BBC Two, late at night, very late at night. If when you saw it,
was it on a Friday when everyone out had a life, went out and got drunk, and you came home?
No, usually about Tuesday night.
Is it that stupid comedy sketch show? Is it a stupid comedy sketch
show? For everybody else that remembers, the Kids all in the Hall came back. The Canadian show, they were actually a Canadian comedy troupe and a sketch show. Is coming back, and they're going to be hitting Amazon Prime. Whether or not they
Saturday Night Live for the Canadians, is that what you're saying?
So, look, let me tell you this year, it ran from 1988 to 2021. All right, that's how big that show was. And very few shows.
Well, it's not really a comeback, is it? If it's only been off the air for 6 months.
Not 20. Sorry, no, sorry, it's coming back now. They started filming production in 2021, but it started in 1998, and I think it finished. How long did it go on for? 1990. Well, it had 111 episodes. Sorry, so it lasted pretty well. It lasted pretty long. How much episodes do you want it to have? There's very few shows that ever.
Yeah, but you remember these shows used to do 25 episodes, so it ain't gonna be that long.
It's 5 seasons, bruv.
That's not a lot.
Man, you are so hard to please, Dave. So hard to please. But anyway, the Kids in the Hall will be back. I guess where they're coming back to?
I've seen the trailer. They come to Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. Indeed. They were making a comeback there. And outside of that, I think that's it. Right. So we can get on to the juicy bits now.
Okay.
Your favorite blonde is back. You
What's
know
he
who
doing?
I'm talking about. The man whose hair you've copied and styled it on, apart from the blonde.
Oh, Mr.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Mr. Thor.
The trailer dropped today for the mighty Thor and his hammer. I don't know. I felt a bit lackluster, considering it was only a tease. I was surprised it's coming out in July.
Why?
And they're only just starting trailers now. Well, look at where we are: January, February, March, April. That's only, it's not too far away from June, July.
Yeah, but you got to think. In May, you got Doctor Strange.
Exactly.
In June, you got nothing. So then in July, you got to drop another film. They haven't dropped a film this year.
Well, yeah.
Spider-Man was last year.
Yeah, but it did take a good portion of
it was December.
The money.
It was a December movie. It came out before Christmas.
And then you had sort of more Morbius, but that was its thing.
They're all Sony films, though. They're not part of the MCU, are they?
They're still an MCU movies.
No, they're
not MCU movies. They're just not as sexy as MCU movies.
And what I've seen in the trailer, there's action, there's daylight, and there's jokes.
And you like all three of those?
I like all three. Yeah, I like four.
That's fair enough. Look, some of it looks interesting. I'm not taking away from it. I just think the jokiness. Some of the greatest moments Thor had were quite serious, and they weren't even in the Thor movies. They were in Endgame, and then in Infinity War. He went through a lot in those films, and it would be nice. The jokes are great, but it also would be nice if they just did something a bit more with Thor. And I hope this film.
I like Fat Thor. I like all that.
Well, you're not going to have.
I like all the comedy version of Thor. I thought it was been hilarious.
Well, look, the comedy Thor's back, but what else looks interesting? And I don't know if you spotted it, but the lightning.
He's dressed as Peter Quill.
That too, but the lightning bolt.
The lightning bolt, yes.
That means he's going Olympus, baby, and that means Hercules. And that's going to be big. I think that might be actually like the bulk of this movie. And the bit
they haven't even announced who Hercules is going to be.
No. But if Zeus is there, it must be Hercules is there. Unless, again, I could be reading it wrong. And generally with Marvel movies, I'm wrong. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But anyway.
Oh, your girlfriend's having a good chat with you.
Yeah, Alexa didn't like me saying that she was wrong. But she's now going to shut up. So yeah, I know. I'm looking forward to it. I'll watch it. I'm going to be happy with it. I think
this is the film that's going to make me feel a lot better about the MCU again.
Really? You feel bad?
Yeah.
About the MCU?
No, but the last few movies and the TV programs have been quite disappointing. What was the last good thing? WandaVision?
That was the first thing they put out there.
That was last January.
So you didn't like Falcon.
I hated Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Loki.
I didn't love Loki. I've watched it twice. I didn't get it the first time round. Second, it took me another go to watch it again, and I kind of get it.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's not. I like Thor.
I'm sorry, Dave.
I know they were like the worst movies ever, especially the second one. I like the bad films.
Put you through so much punishment. I'm sorry, bro.
You have. Not you. You've maybe watched some really bad films.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I forgot to mention Brie Larson's joining the cast of Fast and Furious. They couldn't get The Rock, but they got Captain Marvel. Oh, yes. She's going to be joining the family. Probably is a villain, I've got no doubt.
Are they going to kill her off in the MCU then?
No. She's sticking with the MCU.
You sure they're not going to kill her off?
Nah. At worst, she might end up in a coma for a bit. Or just depowered, but we'll see. Because the X-Men are coming. Well, no, the X-Men are coming, and one of the key storylines with the X-Men is Rogue takes half, like a good portion of her power. and they end up enemies for a while. But we'll be interested to see.
Are they going to get someone decent to play Rogue this time?
Ouch! What's wrong with you? Why are you destroying people's
Well,
careers?
you look at Rogue in the cartoons and the comics. The movie version of Rogue was absolutely pathetic.
Ouch! Okay,
she couldn't even fly.
Yeah, but that's because she hadn't met Miss Marvel.
She didn't have great hair. She didn't have a tight latex suit.
We know what type of Rogue Dave wants now, hey?
Yeah,
all right.
we want the good Rogue.
I'll have the word with them, Dave. I'll have a word and see what they say.
And she take off her glove and just touch you and kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. But I'll give you this. Look, the full trailer looks really, really good. I'm just gonna, like I said, some of the great bits about it is one, you've got the
Fat Thor.
You got Thor. You got him reminiscing about lots of stuff. You got Fat Thor for a little bit because Fat Thor's going,
and you got the Guardians of the Galaxy as well. So you know it's going to be a comedy.
And it looks like it's starting with him turning his back on superhero. And before you know it,
it does look like he's gone to find himself, hasn't he?
Yeah, and even the Guardians look like they've had enough of him at one point. But we'll see. And it's coming out, like I said, this July. But what else you've seen is you've got his goats. He's got the flying goats, Nasher and Gasher, whatever they are. And they're going to make their first appearance. I don't think they've been, or were they in? No, they've never been in the full film. So they're going to make their first appearance.
They're going to start headbutting things and go, cram.
We get the Greek gods. Now you only see what seems to be the back of Zeus for a moment. And it's going to be interesting to see who they get to play Zeus, because I've heard of no casting so far. I know Christian Bale's in it, but at the same time, I think these gods are possibly going to be the ones that get killed. Because
Christian Bale going to turn around and go, "I'm Batman."
Yeah, they've got a character in it who's playing by Christian Bale, who's a god killer, and he goes around slaughtering gods. And I reckon your Greek gods might be the first to get the brunt of that, because obviously Asgard's gone.
Yeah,
the Golden Realm's gone. So from what I could tell,
there's a lot of Greek gods to go through.
I know, but clearly not as important as the rest of them. But yeah, look, Zeus looks like he'd be an easy shot at the very least. So I reckon they may end up being victims of Gore. Is it Gore? Yeah, the God Butcher. So he's going to be there. And then what was nicest about this is you see a bit more of New Asgard. But then you see right near the end, Lady Thor, or as she's
Jane.
called. Well, she's just Thor, as she's actually called. But Jane Foster, who becomes Thor. She becomes a mighty Thor, I believe. In this, so that in itself is going to be really, really big. I can't, and it looks like she's got his old hammer that was destroyed in the Thor Ragnarok. So that I'm really looking forward to. And actually, I have to say, Dave, I don't know what you thought, but she's looking pretty hench.
Yeah, she looked. Well, when I saw pictures of it last year, and the muscles on her, you're like, oh my god. Please go back to shape afterwards.
But she's got the long blonde locks as well, and I'm just like I don't know. I think it's going to be pretty cool, whatever happens. But because I was worried that Hemsworth, because I saw a lot of pictures of Hemsworth, and his legs
proper
were really
bulked up, didn't he?
At the top, and he had these little chicken legs. But I think whatever they did, they worked it out afterwards. But I do have sympathy for him. Having to muscle up that much in the film. Like, he doesn't look that bulky in this movie as he has in previous films.
Like Hugh Jackman said, this is why he gave up Wolverine, because he just couldn't keep up with the regime all the time.
But then
it must take a toll on your body, to boost up and then drop and then boost up and then drop.
Well, that's what I thought the whole point of the muscle suits were, because a lot of them, I think, if I'm right, they started giving a lot of them muscle suits, so they didn't have to bulk up, which I think is a really cool idea.
Well, what's his face refused to bulk up for Batman, didn't he?
Yeah, and I think people are over the idea that they need to look like Greek gods. Greek gods, Thor, Love. Anyway,
Adonis, yeah.
But yeah, so far it's looking really, really good. I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, the Guardians are probably out of the film after the first 30 minutes. We don't have running time yet, though. So that could be interesting.
Well, the trouble is you've got to have them, and then it's got to link up to the holiday special of some sort, and then you got the third movie coming out, haven't you? So
yeah. Oh God, Dave. How come you
they're
remember
pretty
all the good
busy.
stuff? You remember all the good stuff, Dave. You know, that's going to be a pretty exciting time. But yeah, like I said, I'm pretty much looking forward to the whole thing.
But the last of the Guardians of the Galaxy as we know it, because after that they're done. So
well, they keep saying that. I reckon could be a case of like you'll see him in other projects because what the Groot, like I don't know how much money Groot's made Disney, but they're not
apparently
let Groot
Vin
go.
Diesel was getting paid something like 50 million.
Yeah,
to play Groot.
I am Groot.
It doesn't even do nothing.
Well, he does. He's got to put the inflections up. So Happy Groot is I am Groot, and Sad Groot is I am Groot, and then family is I am Groot. See, so it takes skill to add those inflections and the voice. I am Groot.
I understand he was actually like green screening and being the guy in the bloody suit behind
but he's not
the
even
character.
doing that.
He's not even doing that. He's literally just doing the voice.
So it hasn't even met the rest of the cast. It's like I don't know.
Probably why Bradley Cooper's like, oh, I'm having enough of this bloody Rocket Raccoon. I'm getting paid less than this guy.
From what I hear, even Brad isn't even in it. His brother does all of that. And Brad just does the voice, yeah.
Yeah, but he's got a lot of speaking parts. He speaks more than Drax.
Again, Rocket Raccoon. I don't know how many toys have sold for Rocket Raccoon, but I just don't see them going. That's the end of the Guardians of the Galaxy. They'll just swap them over to other things. Like I reckon they'll appear in the next Eternals film, and then you'll have like them pop up here and there. But there's no way Guardians has been such a huge hit for them. Do you know what I mean? It's like maybe Chris. What is it, Chris?
Pratt.
Which one? There's so many Chris's.
Chris Pratt.
The Pratt, right?
Yeah.
Like they'll turn around and go, look, we'll pay you this much. Come back, and we're cool. Yeah. Don't. There's no need for you to go. I honestly don't believe they'll let that drop, but that's just my opinion. And what do I know? Eh? But yeah,
it's made his career getting that. Yes, he was in Parks and Recreation, but this is his big part.
Yeah. Well, from that he's now in he's done that film for
Amazon,
which
was okay.
But then he's done
very Terminator 2-esque, wasn't it? The way they all fell out of the sky and landed without crashing.
it's like whoa. That was it. Like, we'll train you for 3 months. Why have they only trained us for 3 months? Because you're not likely to survive. But yeah, but he's also in one of the other biggest franchises, another film coming out this summer, Jurassic Dominion.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, so he's in that as well. So yeah,
he's pretty good in that.
Not a fan, but I've never been a particularly big.
I prefer the newer films than the older ones.
No, I'm not a fan in that way. I don't hate them. I didn't like the last one because that made no sense. That made no sense.
The one with the little girl in the house.
No, it's a moment when they're in the house and it's like, oh well, what do we do with these dinosaurs? Do we terminate them? Because if we let them run free, they'll probably destroy the environment and life as we know it. What should we do? Oh, they're like me. They need to survive. Boop. And at that point, I'm just like, what?
Well, she was a clone, wasn't she? That's why.
Yeah. No, I didn't get that. But it looks like at long last, the world's going to get bigger and more expansive. So you're going to see the whole what happens if dinosaurs did come into the real world. And that should be interesting at the very least. I don't know if...
Is that when Optimus Prime comes down with the rest of the Dinobots?
No, that's Transformers Beast Wars, which is coming next year. And apparently Mark Wahlberg's back in it.
I don't like him. I've been back to Shia LaBeouf.
Well, you won't like his next film, will you then? Father Stu. Have you heard about
what? Father? Mark Wahlberg had some really good parts, and then just lately he's just been doing some really bad films.
What's his
he's gone down the comedy route, and he's just not a comedian. He's too serious.
I don't know, Ted.
Yeah, Ted was okay.
Ted was okay. Come
Yeah, but then you
on.
look at like
Hey, come
Daddy's
on,
Home
huh?
and
What do
all
you
and all
mean,
those
huh?
sort of
What do you mean it
films.
was only okay, huh? What's wrong with you? No, I think you've liked a lot more Wahlberg films than you think. And
I
how
like
am I
his
going to
action
prove that, Dave?
films. I like his action films. Like Mile 22 was good.
Hold on. So let's jump back. Oh my God, he's in the $6 billion Man. I didn't even know that was happening. The Woman. Oh God. I think it's going to be lots of. All right. Okay.
Yeah, see.
Free, no. Infinite, no. Intriguing, no. Wall Street? I don't know what that's
Yeah, it was Wall Street. The second one.
No. This one's Wall, as in WAHL.
Oh, for like Wahlberg.
Yeah, I don't know. Wall, an intimate day today look at how Mark Wahlberg manages his growing business ventures against his rigorous film schedule. Fucking hell.
It's just gonna be a live action reality show, isn't it? Like he
Millions
did with his burger shop.
documentary. Well, he does a lot. It's Spencer Confidential. There you go. Did you like Spencer Confidential?
Not particularly.
Okay. Ballers. Did you like Ballers?
He was only executive producer, and that was.
Yeah, but did you like it?
I love Ballers.
Okay. Mile 22. You said that you like that one already.
Yeah.
Instant Family. Did you like that?
No.
Shooter.
Shooter was okay.
I think you'll find that if you open up that gun, that bullet is not mine. Because he was in the anyway. Daddy's Home.
No.
Patriot Day.
No.
Entourage.
I loved Entourage, but he wasn't in that. That's just based on his life story.
Wahlberger. Okay. The Gambler. Broadwalk Empire.
The Gambler was a very good film.
He produced Broadwalk Empire. That's very impressive.
He's produced quite a lot.
Hence the lack of black people in it. And let's see.
Well, the ones that were in it are now dead in real life.
Oh, actually. Oh, Dave, man, you brought the whole thing down right then.
Good.
Pew.
Next subject. Who cares about Mark Wahlberg? He earns too much money.
Okay. Well, he's a Darren, I'm walking here. And don't forget, he was in your favorite film this year that you've watched so far.
He was also in The Departed.
Uncharted.
He's in
Yeah, it was all right. It was all right.
Ray Winston's great accent.
Hey. I ain't telling you who my guy is. If I tell you who my guy is, you'll probably end up dead, huh? Who are you? Huh? Who are you? Hey, you want some of this? You want some of this? I'll give you some of this. And then don't forget Transformers.
The first one was okay that he did. And then
because it was the one where he's the inventor, and then he's looking after him.
That's right, and it was pretty good. But the other one was he was in another two.
Where they literally got him to with his daughter, and just like the weirdest pervy scenes were in that film, and it was just weird. It was like, come on. But then the sequel, yeah. All right, but Ted, I liked him in 10. Boogie Nights as well. Right, so
that's what I said. He's done some good films, but he's also done some utter rubbish.
True. I'm not gonna. I'm not a big Wahlberg fan anyway, but I'm not gonna hate on him. But...
So, did you watch the new Josh Brolin film program?
Yes. Did you watch it as well?
Yeah.
Right. So, okay. I was gonna wrap the show, right? But you just reminded me. Okay, so let's get the deets up for this one because Open Range. Now that the last time a film came out with the title Open Range was Kevin Costner, and that was a Western. Was it Open Range or Outer Range?
Outer Range. Open Range is the cartoon.
Yeah, so Open Range was a Kevin Costner film, which is Western. This one, I think, is trying to play on that. And it's not quite a Western, but it's set in the, I don't know, whereabouts it's set in the Midwest.
Virginia.
Wyoming. In the Wyoming wilderness on the edge. And it's a very strange, it reminds me a lot of Twin Peaks to a degree.
Twin Peaks didn't have a great big hole in the floor.
No, but it was that sort of mystery, and people kept doing weird things in it, which make no sense. So Outer Range is sort of like that. Now it's got an amazing cast, which is led by Josh Brolin, and I find it incredibly enticing, but at the same time, that's 2 hours of my life and I can't exactly tell you what happened during that 2 hours. And
Got pushed in the hole by the weird girl that knows everything.
But then
and I reckon she's come through the hole.
Well, possibly, but
because
then
she knows the future.
It doesn't explain how long the hole's been there. It doesn't explain why he kept acting like that near the hole. Like he perhaps knows more than he's letting on. But and then it like weird stuff keeps happening, and it's like one of those films where everybody keeps doing the wrong thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like if like there's this important scene where they knock a guy out, right? He's having a fight with a dude, like, and the dude that he's having a fight with, he's not that drunk. The dude he's beating up isn't that drunk, but you know you're gonna stop at some point. You know when you knock someone out, you knock someone out. But no, he goes a bit too far. And then this,
it was his brother that had a fight with him, and then he said something to him, and then he just lost his shit.
It was just weird. It's just one of those things. I don't know where it's going. It keeps talking about Greek mythology. It keeps making reference to this hole, which he won't tell you what the hole is. And Josh Brolin doesn't do anything about the hole. Like, this is the hole.
It's not as if he can fill the hole up, is it?
No, but you can put a fence around it, something.
That's what I was thinking. Why has he not put a fence around it yet? But
just to stop somebody randomly walking into it during the night or something, which you would do if the hole was there.
Well, you'd lose all your cattle, wouldn't you?
And it's just weird. Like and it's got a good cast. Will Patton's in it, who's playing I think Wayne Tillison, and he comes off as majorly villainous, like Emperor villainous. So when you first see Will Patton, he's in a bed. He's got the oxygen thing. He's got the and he's in bed.
Yeah, and then he's fine.
Yeah, and then you've got his and then you've got there's time travel involved. There's the sense that there's something else happening here, but I'm intrigued.
Come on, it's week one. It's week one.
It's week two. They're releasing 2 episodes every week. Yes, so they're releasing 2 episodes every week. I don't hate it, but I'm still very much like,
what's going on?
Give me a clue here, guys. If it's anything like Lost, because I think, don't quote me on this, that there's some Lost producers involved, then I'm out, because they just lost me after the first season. I was like, what is this? Dave,
I just don't know if he's going to keep going in and out the hole.
Yeah, because he's been through the hole a few times and a fair amount of time travel.
No, he only done it once. The other one was the story of how he came back.
Oh yeah, because it showed this clip of what happened when he went through the hole. It's intriguing.
That was a multiverse.
Because it looks like there's oil on the land.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't know. I don't know I love,
and that's why the guy wants the land back.
I love Josh Brolin. I think, even though there's no black people in it, I'm enjoying I'm enjoying it so far. But I'm not doing a Lost thing. If they're not going to give me any clues, and every episode I'm going to be left guessing, I'm out. I'm done. I need something to keep me going, because this is just like, there's a big hole in the ground, and what? There's time travel involved.
I thought it was going to be like that film, The Arrival. I thought, here we go.
Yeah. California sci-fi, I call that. California sci-fi light. But what did you think of it, Dave? Have you watched the episodes?
I've watched both of them, yeah.
Yeah, what do you think?
Tell you the truth, I did stop and start both of them twice. And I was like, well, I'll watch the rest in the morning, sort of thing. I'll watch it when I go to sleep, and I'll watch the rest in the morning, because I'm not going to watch the whole episode. Because like you said, what's going on? It's very slow, and you're just going to go sleep halfway through the episode, so you might as well just watch half and then come back for the other half.
Okay, I honestly don't know, Dave. I'm like, it looks. Do you know what? It looks.
The first episode, I was like, "Wow, what's this crap?"
Yeah.
At least the second episode, you got more of the story.
Yeah, I think this looks fantastic. Okay, the scenery's amazing. It almost made me want to move out to Wyoming, and get me a horse and go riding like a cowboy.
We go out there to Kanye's church.
Nah. And but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where it's going. But I think it's very ominous. I wouldn't say it's particularly dark. If it was a bit darker, like there was a horror sense to it, I think it maybe would have been a bit more, pulled me in a bit more. But if it's sort of really basic sci-fi, I may pull it. But I love Joss as well. Josh Brolin. I don't know why, because he's not like, it's not being
Kind of
like,
better than Dune. Dune was 3 hours of my life I'll never get back.
well, we'll talk about Dune in a second. But yeah, I enjoyed it. And just funny enough, Dave, who else is in this? Josh Brolin's also in Dune.
Josh Brolin's also in Dune.
So Dune, I already did a review of Dune. So Dave, I'm gonna depart the floor for a second and ask you to give your review of Dune. Let me get my show information up first, because I'm like,
well, it's easy. It's like, what the hell is going on?
Okay, so Dune was released last year. It came on streaming this year. It was last year. It was released, wasn't it?
It came
on streaming last year.
First time it's come on to Sky. That's the only reason I didn't watch it on streaming.
Apparently, it's this. You're going to get at least 3 films, but then it's going to become a TV series.
I don't think it deserves 3 films.
And
I reckon it's only won the 6 Oscars because they're probably like visual effects and stuff like that.
Which again surprised me, because I don't think the visual effects were that amazing compared to stuff I've seen this year.
But that's the only thing I could say. Like, the whole story's just all over the place.
Did you get it though? I'm like, so it stars,
I don't think I did.
Timothy Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson, Zendaya, who plays one of only 2 black people, Jason Momoa.
No, there was quite a lot.
Jason Momoa was my favorite part.
Yeah, but his part was exactly his character in C.
Yeah.
It was exactly the same part. Swords scraping across the floor and doing the little dance.
Him I liked just because he brought the most.
It was just so slow. It was Batman slow.
So slow. Stellan Skarsgård.
Oh, we're not here for the spice.
What was it? Baron Harkonnen. Josh Brolin, Javier Bardem. He was Steiger.
It was a massive cast.
Dave Bautista, right? I have to say, right, David Bautista,
that was the most pointless part I've ever seen in my life.
Which one?
Dave Bautista's. He didn't do nothing.
He'll be big in the second part. Dave Bautista, I find him really interesting in the sense that he came from a background of wrestling. Was it MMA?
He was
MMA.
No, he was WWF champion.
Right. So he came from a background of wrestling.
Like
and he's
The
had
Rock.
the type of career, but he's had the type of career that he may not be as big as The Rock.
No, he's just as big when it comes to wrestling.
No, it's film.
The film-wise, not as big yet.
Yeah, but he's not as big. But he seems to maybe have a lot more of a diverse career ahead of him than even The Rock did. Because The Rock is a rock in nearly every film he does.
Yeah.
He's this big guy, and if you mess with him, he's going to smack you real hard, right?
He was really good in C. I think he was really good in the second season of C.
And now Dave Bautista.
You not remember that?
What's that?
Dave Bautista. He was the baddie in C, the second season.
C.
He was the bad guy.
Yeah. Sorry, he was. Oh, yeah, but I really enjoyed him in that, and I think that
he was really good in that. Really good in that.
It was a villain, but
he's good in Guardians.
And he played opposite. Yeah, and he's all right in it. I just think there's so many people in this film that it's always going to be hard to.
And he was actually pretty good in your Matey Boys zombie film.
Which one's that?
Zack Snyder one.
Oh, man. Oh, Zack Snyder and the Army of the Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as we were saying, Dune.
Yeah. So Dave, hit the floor. What do you think of Dune? What's your take on the Dune?
I'll give it a 4, I think.
No, your complete review, Dave.
that is my review. I'm going to give it a 4. It was slow.
Yeah.
It had some good aspects. The story is all over the shop.
Yeah.
And it's just I'm not going to watch the second one.
Oh, you know what?
Because it's going to be another 3-hour film, and I'm not going to do that.
My problem with it was, look, my problem with
I
Doom
watched 2 hours of it,
necessarily
and then I fell asleep. So I had to go and watch another. I had to watch the other hour the next day.
That's fair. Look, that's fair enough. And I'm not a big Dune fan. I think Dune is like one of those books. It's kind of like Lord of the Rings, and a lot of people seem to like it, but I don't get it. I don't. It feels like Game of Thrones, but in the future with a lot less characterization. And I've said before, it just feels like the most miserable universe ever. Why would you even want to? Nobody's happy in this world. There's no reason
come on,
to be
Paul.
happy.
You can do it, Paul.
Yeah.
Fuck off, Paul.
And all this sort of, again, chosen one thing with so little fun. I don't.
And what's with all they have to turn the grid on to say if they've hit him or they've blocked it?
No, that slows down. So you can't. Those shields have got.
Yeah, blues like a block, and then reds are like death kill.
So it's slow. It's so you can only kill in a certain way. So if me and you were stood in front of each other and I just went try and juke you, it wouldn't go through. So I have to do it just slow enough that it'll go through the shield. That's why Momoa fights the way he does. It's very, even though he's moving quickly, the actual sword movements are very slow. So it has to cut through the shield. Look, the combat I didn't mind. I just don't get it.
It's another film that had an extra hour for no reason.
Yeah, I guess they could have cut it down to 2 hours and just made it a bit more fun.
Yeah,
It's just,
everyone's miserable.
The one thing I will give Dune credit for is watching Dune. I can see where Star Wars, where Battlestar Galactica, where all those films came from. The whole Chosen One, the Force, deserts, sandworms.
Oh, robots, he hasn't found his voice yet. Tell me what to do, Paul.
I can see where all of that came from. I can see like even the Emperor, even Darth Vader. I can see all of that in there. And I can see where that came from in Dune, but I'm just like, it's.
So you're saying Dave Bautista's gonna be Darth Vader? And the fat guy in the mud pit is the Emperor.
He's more Vader because the Emperor's the Emperor. So in Dune,
that's what I said. Dave Bautista's gonna be Vader, and the little fat one in the.
No, he's just Baron Harkonnen, but the actual Emperor. I can't remember who plays him. Hold on.
Oh, what's his face? Was the Emperor? Well, Paul's dad was Oscar Isaac.
Oh, let me see if I got that.
Poe Dameron.
Yeah, Poe Dameron is what is it, Baron?
He's Paul's
Duke
dad.
Leto. They haven't got the Emperor in the cast list here. But I don't, like I said, I don't hate it. I see where all of it comes from. I know without Dune, we'd never have had Star Wars. We'd never had all this sci-fi. But it's like reading the Bible. It's not like you can see where everything comes from, but it's not that entertaining. I think it's, as a film, just do it as a TV series. Just like Game of Thrones style, do it as a TV show and let it roll on. But I said this is a completely funless, banal universe where everybody's miserable, but everybody seems to put up with it. And I'm just like, no, it doesn't work for me. It doesn't seem to have any joy to it. And I don't know if that's why the Oscars, the Academy loves it so much, because it's this very old school sci-fi. It's very, very straight and narrow.
Because only the people from the Academy know what's going on, and they're all part of the bloody Scientology group.
I wouldn't be surprised, mate, at all. But yeah, 4 out of 5. I think I can't remember what I gave it. What did I give it?
You didn't give it a rating.
No, probably because it hurt my feelings. But you gave it 4 out of 5.
4 out of 10.
4 out of 10. I think I gave it a 5. We'll see. We'll go for it and we'll check in. But I think
we never ever gave it a rating because you was the only one that ever watched it.
All right, then I'll give my rating now. I'm gonna give it a 6. One, because like I said, I see all the inspiration in it. 2, I wasn't.
Yeah,
as
but that
bored.
doesn't make it a good film.
Hold on, let me finish.
Inspiration does not make
hold
it a
on.
good film. So you're rating it on something that you've seen before. That's just stupid.
Stop interrupting. 2, I wasn't as bored as Dave was with it. But I've got to take
I wasn't
away
bored. It's just slow.
Can you stop? Did I not give you the floor?
I don't.
Did I not give you?
I'm going home.
I have to take away points because it is 3 hours. I have to take away points because it is a joyless. Like there's like even Game of Thrones had fun bits in it. Yeah, just bits of people having a good time. So you understand why people are doing what they're doing. Even if it's just family, there's some happiness in there. There was very little of that in this film. 2, I just don't think it should be a film. But I gave it points because it is visually spectacular at points. Visually, it is amazing at points, and it does look big. It's not like
if you look at the original at the time, that was visually amazing.
At the time, I think I remember it being quite unimpressed with it when I'd gone to see it in the cinema. I think with this, it was weird to look at, especially the cat-rabbit hybrid thing they had going on in the middle of that film, and nobody could tell me what that was about. But
I thought it was a mouse with big ears.
No, it was a cat with a mouse glued to it, and I don't know what was going on. It was just weird. No, you're right. It was spectacular. The visuals were exciting, but I think with this film, it's much more classic sci-fi. It looks and feels big. It doesn't feel like they're on half of a set. Every scene is just massive. The rooms are big, the sets are big, everything's huge. And I think that sort of pays off a little bit, but I'm overdue now. I want something else in terms of my sci-fi. I want some actual science fiction. This just feels a bit disjointed. Nothing makes much sense in terms of why, where, what, and how. And it's all about the spice, baby. And I just leave it. If the spice is that much trouble, I leave that shit. I'm over it. Yeah. But apart from that, all good. I think if the sequel comes out, I'll probably still go and watch it.
You didn't even go and see this one.
Sooner this gets to a TV, the better. The sooner this gets into a TV show and get some writers who can add a bit of humor to it and a bit of character to it that isn't based around the lead character, I'll be interested to see it. But that's all I have to say about Dune. I think
it's because Paul was boring. He made the rest of the film boring.
Yeah, I had a dream about her. I had a dream. Oh, God.
Your sister.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it.
That's
not Dune. I don't think I watched anything else of interest. I've watched some anime. If you get a chance, if you are an anime fan, again, I think I mentioned it last week, but Spy Family X, Jesus, that stuff is quite funny and quite good. If you get a shot of that, give it a go. It's just started on Crunchyroll. I think it should be doing an English dub soon, but check that one out. I really, really enjoyed that. But I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Me and Dave.
Yay.
Me and Dave have had, like I said, it's been a pretty quiet week, but I think as the build up to Doctor Strange gathers pace, you're going to see a lot more film trailers, including The Flash. I think we should have a second trailer for that one out soon.
They're probably not going to release it now because he's in trouble again.
No, it's not anymore. He had a couple put restraining order that's now being removed. So we'll see. How much money was paid? We shall see. But that was another glorious edition of the boys from Bossk. I know you're still missing the mic. The mic will join us one day when he has a day off. If he ever has one of those again. But in the meantime, two of the most, well, actually, like I'm handsome, but Dave's super handsome right now with the boys. Like, how handsome are you, Dave, with the good hair? We'll be here and we'll be back again hopefully next week.
Larry will get you nowhere.
It will, because look, I can see it already in your face.
Oh, you put a twinkle in my eye.
But we'll be back with some more news and information for the world's best, greatest nerd podcast. And I know I keep promising you guys a live board game or something, but I'll work out the details with Dave over the next week and see what we can do. But ladies and gentlemen, this is another edition of the boys from Bossk. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.